Welcome back, Wolfpack Verlis here, more Fan Fridays. I'm excited because I've been talking about how awesome TORKOAL is, and now we have something that shows it off in possibly the best case scenario in a really good way. That we have 3 of the most overused Pokemon ever on the opponent's team, and they're all physical, and I think TORKOAL is going to have just a fine time against them. So let's see if TORKOAL can get some work done, and we're going to see which set it is as well. That way we can kind of judge like what is working with TORKOAL right now. So TORKOAL comes in against the Blaziken, the Mega Blaziken of all Pokemon. Now, I don't see TORKOAL being threatened too much. And, you know, Blaziken doesn't bring a lot to the table that can, like, really threaten it too much. So there's the Sky Uppercut. Going to come in, do not even half with a crit, and it's the Iron Defense set. So, I mean, this TORKOAL is going to have a field day against the opponent. And honestly, if you think about it, the Iron Defense set does work in the 3v3 battle spot, because you can be like, oh, he's going to bring 3 physical Pokemon. I'll just bring my Iron Defense TORKOAL. In 6v6, it's a little more risky, but now, even with that Earthquake, no damage is going to come across at all right now. And going for that second Iron Defense, playing it risky, but understanding, well, I'm super tanky at this point. So goes for the Withdraw, and now we get to see how this works, because TORKOAL, he's at low hit points during that setup. Oh, and it's Rest as well, so Chesto Resto on the TORKOAL. Showing a set I didn't even really think of too much, because TORKOAL, its main problem is Sustain. If it had, like, Recover or something, it would be unstoppable. So the Chesto Resto, with that setup, does work out, but what's the follow-up? My main fear with TORKOAL is if you put Chesto Resto, you might not have too many damage options, and it might take away. So there's the Will-O-Wisp. Going to burn down, going to make it to where, like, you're more of a physical, or, like, the threats are even less on a physical aspect. So, Garchomp's going to be locked in that Outrage, trying to get as much damage as possible onto TORKOAL, but it's just doing nothing right now, and TORKOAL's also carrying Earthquake. This set knows what it wants, that, you know, Will-O-Wisp is going, like, Fire-type Pokemon are going to resist the Will-O-Wisp, so you can use Earthquake in that regard, and at least get some super effective damage across the board, while having the Chesto Resto sustain. So, yeah, this TORKOAL is like a pure defense tank, and if that's what you need on your team, it works out really well if you also have like a special defense Pokemon or something. So yeah, we're watching this TORKOAL set do some work right now. Berto would be proud, I gotta say, that this is what it's about. And there's Aegislash. So now Aegislash is coming in onto an Earthquake. Even if it's a special Aegislash, it probably won't have the highest effectiveness because it doesn't have any super effective hits. So that's going to be leftovers, and it's throwing down the Toxic. So we have one of those rare Toxic Aegislashes, and TORKOAL's setting up an Iron Defense even further. I think the Iron Defense was unnecessary, that if you went for the burn, you would get more effectiveness out of it, since going from 3 times to 4 times is only 33% effectiveness, as opposed to cutting your opponent's attack in half with the burn. Just one of those things. So, Aegislash trying to set up to keep pace with the Calm Minds, but even then, like, Shadow Claw, Sacred Sword would actually be a huge problem in this situation, because it would just cut through all those defenses, which is again why the Iron Defense might be a little too much of a risk. But we have leftovers set up Aegislash, and it looks like it's going to be doing pretty well. So toxic damage going to come through. Is this the Sacred Sword Aegislash? Because that would show some pain. Maybe not. Maybe just, like, other than that, wouldn't need to do any more Swords Dance, unless he understands, like, hey, if I max out now, I'll be able to do very well, because, you know, TORKOAL's going down to burn really soon, unless TORKOAL uses Rest, which is actually why the Rest set is really nice when you think about it. So we're going to see how this works. This is getting interesting. So there's the Poison coming through. There's more burn. And here we go, stance change. So, Aegislash is making its move. Aerial Ace. I have never heard of Aerial Ace on Aegislash, and it didn't work out at all. Yeah, even Ironhead would have been a little better of a choice. I guess it's to cover against Minimize and stuff, that if they have a Pokemon that's reliant on evasion, it works out in their favor pretty well. Oh, TORKOAL, are you going to absorb that Earthquake with your +6 and then rest it off? No, that would just be too broken. Okay, at least TORKOAL isn't that invincible, but he did have the Rest option to take away the Poison. Since Aegislash was burned, I don't think it was too much of a problem, but now we have Altaria coming in, and is it Mega? yeah, it's Mega, so that Pixelate is going to do some serious damage to the Mega Blaziken. And Garchomp's gone, so this is going to wrap up the battle pretty nicely. Swords Dance. What? Okay. This just got interesting. But there's Altaria throwing down the return, and that's just going to be super, and that's just going to be game. I guess the opponent did not respect the Mega Altaria, and that happened. So, oh, Garchomp, it's still alive, but it's got, like, nothing. So, Rock Tomb's going to come across. It's not Flying type anymore, so that doesn't matter. Speed's going to fall, but that's going to be a pixelated return. And GG! Game over for the opponent. And, yeah, so that was TORKOAL. Different TORKOAL set than all the sets I talked about. But, you know, it does have a lot of crazy shutdown like that. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you guys enjoyed seeing TORKOAL. Hope you all have a nice day.